worked on Gay Switchboard?
I was on the Lesbian and Gay Switchboard volunteer for 17 years this time round, but I left a year ago, so I've not been a volunteer for a year. Switchboard is a London institution. It has issues like every other institution, but it has survived for 34 years this year. I think it's 34, might be 35. But it's a volunteer-run organisation I was very proud to be part of.
Ben, did you ever use that switchboard?
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I was about 13 when I came out, and I think that might have been the first contact I've made now, jogging off a memory. I think my parents had a time out at the time, and I was looking through it, and I think I saw the number, and I think I made some phone call there that I remember. But my first contact, I'm trying to think, I went to, it was a pub, I just picked any random pub in Time Out and ended up in the King's Arms in Poland Street, which was just full of guys. And, but then at the time, so, I mean, actually, they were really welcoming, and I don't know what they made of me at 13, sitting there in my leather jacket and whatever I was wearing at the time. And, you know, I got served alcohol and whatever, so I remember sitting there nursing a pint of cider probably at the time. But the men were really, really welcoming, and they tried to show me, I think, a few places where some women might be. And I remember sort of walking around Soho and Chinatown, and I went into various different places, and I ended up at a bear night one night, and that was quite interesting, and all sorts. But and I eventually did happen upon, I think there weren't any clubs or bars for women that I knew of. I think there were nights, and I did stumble upon one near Leicester Square one night, and I remember going in there and being completely intimidated actually, because it was all women and it was very butch and femme. So I soon learned, well, I felt like I had to be one or the other, so, well, not like butch, more boyish, but anyway, I chose to sort of be more male, I suppose, because I felt like you had to do that to fit in anyway. And I just remember I kind of felt safer in the men's pubs for quite a while, because I think it was a little bit, I don't know, it wasn't quite so intimidating when it was all women. It just felt, because I was so young, they were all so much older than me. It was just a bit overwhelming. But I met through the pink paper, I met some girlfriends who were all older. I had to lie about my age then as well, because I couldn't be 13, and having relationships with people that were over 16. So I was lying about my age, saying I was 16 for years. So that was kind of hard to catch up on. And I had to tell people eventually when I sort of hit 16 or 17. But yeah, I met a few sort of girlfriends through that, and through that I went through, I came out of school, I just told everyone, that's just me, I'm impulsive, so I just told the whole world, and I didn't really care. And I told my parents, I think I got sent home from school one day because I'd been drinking, and they found me drinking, and I said, oh, I'm gay, and that was a big hoo-ha. But eventually I went to a teenage gay group in Holloway Road that my parents actually took me to, my dad did, and he used to pick and drop me off, and that was really good. I mean, it was, when I say youth group, it was still people in their 20s, they were a lot older than me. But then I started to be introduced more to the scene in Camden and Hackney and Islington, and that's where I kind of stayed until, funny enough, my now boss, his daughters, not that they were gay, I have to say that, they're not, but I met them in this borough, and they introduced me to some friends that they had who were gay, who used to go down the Artful, and they were teenagers in Walthamstow. So that was sort of how I started out in Walthamstow, and then, but mostly went down to Hackney, Duke of Wellington, and the pub I worked in, the Artful in Islington. Yeah, they were the pubs that I used to go to, and Soho, of course, until it all became, the women's scene started up in about 97, something like that, with Kitty Lips and the Candy Bar and stuff like that. But before that, it was the women's scene was limited, and
the Angel.
The Angel in the canal, yeah. That was a nice
Tuesday
place.
night.
Fantastic.
I think I was about 10 years before you at the teenage group.
Yeah, what's scary is I think I knew the people who were running I worked with youth workers in the Holloway Road.
On Holloway Road.
Chris Walters?
Show, there would have been the next generation
Chris
on.
Walters was the guy
the next
who
generation
found
on.
it.
Yeah.
The North London line and the Holloway Road.
Yeah, the fire station, yeah.
Grapevine started London Gay Teenage Group.
Yeah.
And there was a guy called Chris Walters. And yes, we all lied about our age. I was 15 when I started going. Yeah.
Because we set up a Jewish lesbian and gay youth group that we based, I can't remember where we based it now, but it was out in one of the Islington, but it came out of the Islington groups that I was involved in. I did a couple of sessions there and stuff. So,
I desperately wanted to put some kind of memorial in the garden there for my generation of gay men from teenage group that died in the worst years of the age of the epidemic. And that garden in Nunna Gardens, in front of the Nissen hut that was the teenage group, wasn't actually Nissen hut, but the shed that was the teenage group, I just thought some kind of memorial in that garden would be entirely appropriate. But the teenage group's moved on, it's no longer there, it's now at Jackson's Lane. And times have changed, but it was just, I had a thing that I wanted a memorial in that garden.
Sounds like you knew the Angel Innocence.
I did, yeah, I thought it was a great place. I think when places stop, you almost want to find. I wanted to find a replacement. I never really had, but that was a place I felt comfortable at. It wasn't clubby. You didn't have to dress up. I didn't get any sense of cliques, or there was certainly no, And also the other thing for me is I really like places that are about 50-50 men and women.
Yeah.
And there's not very many of those. It seemed like then there were. I can't think of one now.
The research says young gay men do as well.
Yeah.
If you actually do research and ask particularly young gay men when they're coming out where they want to be, it's mixed spaces. Women want women-only spaces if you ask them what they want. But generally, but young gay men inevitably want gender-balanced spaces. And the Fallen Angel in Islington was a remarkable place. In its time, and we've not had anywhere quite like it since.
I even took my mum there for lunch once. That's how okay it was.
But that time with the LGC and the Fallen Angel.
Oh, I know, I love the Lesbian and Gay Centre. That was fantastic.
I did. That was amazing. In Cowcross Street.
Yeah. Oscar Watson, who was their director, who had left under rather unfortunate circumstances because unfortunate things were going on. It's probably even now libelous to go too much into that, so I won't. but it had so much potential, and when it went wrong, it was just so sad. And London's got nowhere like it. Now other cities have got lesbian and gay centres. London doesn't have anywhere like it. Everywhere's revolved around selling alcohol, which is such a misfortune.
But some lesbians have been telling me that the scene here for lesbians in East London is very much like house tea parties and that sort of thing. Have you come across that?
I mean, I think it is about people's own networks. I think it is very much about that, as opposed. I mean, there are, I think you think about Blush in Stoke Newington or Casanova Road. I don't know quite where Newington Green. I don't know quite how you class Casanova Road. It's just. But that's about it, really, because there have been odd bars, because there was Yolanda's, and then there was another one on Essex Road, can't think. So there have been odd places, but there's been few that have maintained through due south. That was the other one, wasn't it? But there haven't been many that have. So I think it is a lot about, if you've got networks, people do a lot of socialising at home, really.
What's the urban myth about the women from Stoke Newington moving up to Yorkshire?
Yorkshire, Hebden Bridge.
Hebden Bridge, that was it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's entirely true, but apparently all sold the big houses in Stoke Newington for large amounts of money.
There are a lot. There is a big community up in.
And moved to Hebden Bridge.
And the other big community is obviously Brighton, and I know lots of lesbian families that have moved to Brighton, Hove, and that
The interesting
area.
thing with that, not a complete non sequitur, but it's the way they're now spreading out. Because my family were living in Peacehaven, and because you can't buy a family home in Brighton unless you've got multi-million pound budget, you'll find that they're moving to the less smart places, but they're getting nice family homes, and it's really pleasant.
And I guess in some ways that's why some places like Walthamstow actually has a very large LGBT community, because it is cheaper. It's cheaper being here than it is being in Hackney. But actually, if you can afford it, you're here because you don't really want to be in Barking and Dagenham. That's the reality, which is the other affordable place. Because there is, if you think the gay scene is lacking in Waltham Forest, you can get on the tube, and there are big networks in the borough. But actually, Barking and Dagenham, it's not much, really. I don't want to stand barking Dagenham, but
perhaps people don't feel like they need to live wherever other people do. So that's coming out of the ghetto, sort of thing as well. Because I think people just think, well, they make an economic choice. The first thing, because London is so varied in price as well. Yeah.
I think my priority in terms of living, I think, is about green spaces, and it isn't about being near the gay community. But that was the thing about moving away from Walthamstow, because now I have to say, in terms of the gay community, I've lost touch completely, absolutely, completely. In fact, I think we've only got really a couple of gay friends, but that have gone back years and years now, and so that has just definitely been a big change. I've noticed that really.
I've only got about, say, 1/3 of my friends are gay, and that would be men and women. The rest are just whoever I just get on with. Collect. It's really.
Is that to some extent a sign of how we succeeded, though?
Yeah, definitely.
When sexuality ceases being a defining element of a person's character, or defining it, what defines a person, I think it's an achievement that we've succeeded in doing. I think it was necessary for a long time for us to make a big deal about our sexualities. For a long time, it was really necessary. It was certainly necessary for me in Bennett-Goodman in the 80s, to be a loud gay man. Now there are lots of other things about me that are more interesting than the fact that I happen to live with a bear. It's not the most significant thing about a person, and often it's not necessarily the most interesting thing about a person anymore.
I absolutely agree with that. That's what I meant when I said I am myself first, and then I am, a gay person, whatever. It is that sort of element, and I do agree with it. And when if I move somewhere, it isn't just about where my connections are to the gay community. It is about green spaces and a place where you want to actually live and things like that. So.
The converse of that, to some extent, though, is going back to the Dagenham thing, because I live in Tower Hamlets. A lot of my family moved out to Dagenham and Barking, and I know people there, and I have people I care about there. When you're in, without using ridiculous academic language, but a heteronormative culture, when you're in a very straight working class white culture, very unfortunately Dagenham and Barking often BNP supporting culture, it is incredibly oppressive for lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans people. I happen to know people in those areas, and you can see the oppression. You can see that they're in their 40s, still living at home with mum and dad, and there is just a degree of unhappiness. Oppression is something we talk about in the abstract, but you see the people and you see how unhappy they are, and the bitterness of the world. Because there's always the assumption, of course, because you're out, you're having a fabulous time and your world's perfect. You're in central London, you must be having a lovely time. I'm stuck here in Dagenham, I'm bitter and unhappy. And it's terribly sad.
And it's interesting, that sort of heteronormative thing, because I had my little boy got completely obsessed with Butlins. We went to Butlins last year, and talk about feeling completely out of place, and he had a fantastic time, and I'm so pleased that we could just stay in our little place in the evenings and not have to go do the shows. But it is that idea that the whole world is heterosexual. And it's interesting, that stuff about, I think for me, about being a gay parent, is that when I was on maternity leave, and it was all that kind of, go get your child measured and weighed, fine, but everyone wanted to talk about their experience of being a mum. But my experience of being a mum was completely different, because I had a fantastically supportive female partner, as opposed to all these other women who were talking about how useless their male partners were. So actually everything about my parenting is about the fact that we're two women doing it together. And so it's interesting that in some ways my sexual orientation has become in some ways more important in terms of our parenting, because it is our relationship as parents and how we parent that is defined by our sexual orientation. So whilst actually in the rest of my life, in some ways my sexual orientation is probably less important now than it was when I was first coming out, and it was the thing I sang and danced about the most. Interestingly, as a parent, it's gone back to that. So and I think that's that thing about invisibility. So when you're invisible, you want to shout about it. When you are compared to or when what you do is very different for everybody else, that's the thing that's very important.